Hi, this is Adrian, Athens, Georgia, Townie Weather Girl, and I'm here tonight to talk with you about the weather. So, don't have a musical intro. I'm going to try and get to this really quick. It is Tuesday, January the 7th, 2025. Happy New Year. And we have a system coming right now that's two systems coming towards us. And I know a lot of wishcasters out there, and certainly the consumer weather products, AccuWeather, and all this are like saying we're gonna have snow Friday, and I kind of I've hated to be the Debbie Downer, but I just don't see that we're gonna have snow like like AccuWeather and all that is saying we're gonna get. The reason for that is because of this low pressure system that's going to, let me switch over here, and the low pressure system that we're going to see develop off the coast of Texas and Louisiana. It's going to ride the coast of Mississippi and then come up through Alabama and into Georgia. This low pressure system is going to be pretty much determinant on what kind of precipitation we get. Friday night into Saturday morning, we're definitely going to get some precipitation. I don't know how heavy it's going to be at times. I feel like the bulk of the really heavy precipitation is going to occur back over in South Alabama, and it's going to be rain. That's not to say that we don't have some heavy precipitation happen Friday, Friday afternoon and evening and early Saturday morning. We may, but I just don't see there's going to be a lot of it. You can see here with the colors, it makes it really easy to understand here. So obviously blue is snow, and the kind of darker pink color is sleet, and the purple color is sleet, and the pink color is frozen rain. So this map right here, the GFS model, it's an 18Z run, the 6 o'clock run, says that we start out as a little bit of snow, and that gradually turns over into freezing rain. And for us, we're going to be right there at that border freezing rain and cold rain as the system gradually moves out of our area. So that's what I've been predicting is going to happen now for a while. I just think this low pressure system is right now the way it's projecting to go. If it stays its track right now, it's bringing in a lot of warm, moist Gulf air, which is allowing all this potential precipitation to happen, frozen precipitation and all that. But because it's nice, warm, moist Gulf air, it's going to raise the temperatures in our area just enough to where we're right there on the line of some kind of frozen precip and cold rain. So frustrating, because I would love for it to snow. I really would. I just don't see the model data is really not there to back that up right now. We'll take a look at one another model, and I'm going to come back and show you SCUT. So this is a NAM 12km model. And the NAM 12km is not that far off from the GFS in terms of it starts out as snow, and then it gradually shifts over to sleet and freezing rain in the overnight hours, and eventually by this time Saturday morning when we wake up, the precipitation will have moved out. You might have a little bit of wraparound snow from the cold air coming in behind it, but not much. Some flurries and so on. So that's kind of what the NAM is thinking right now. We're still 3 days out away from this, so models are having a hard time figuring out how this low pressure system is going to track. The NAM has the low pressure tracking a little bit further south from what the GFS does, which is why this is showing a little more freezing rain versus cold rain in the overnight hours of Saturday. Other models have there's a dozen other models out there, and I'm not going to step through all of them with you, but all the models are not that far off from each other in terms of track. So, but as we know, with the 93 blizzard, I think things can happen at the last moment, and this low pressure system could go a lot further south, and we just don't know what's in the books for us the next few days. So we're going to look at a sounding, and I'm going to show you a little bit about why we're going to be getting sleet and freezing rain instead of snow. So this is called a SCUT reading. This is sounding, and so it's like from weather balloon data, they send up in the upper level atmosphere, and they take readings as it goes up, and they'll read temperature and humidity and all throughout the atmosphere, and so we're able to generate these sounding plots we're looking at right here. And this looks like a bunch of gobbledygook, and the first time I saw one, I wanted to quickly close it because it was a little overwhelming. Really what we're looking at here is down at the very bottom where it has temperature C. This is this line down here is ground level. Okay, and as we go further up this chart, we're going further up into the atmosphere. And this left-hand column is millibar, so at the very, very top here we have 100 millibar. It's way, 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 way up there. And down here around the 500, 600, 700, 800 or so millibar level, this is where all the fun stuff happens as far as like storms go and snow and freezing rain and all the fun stuff. So there's a couple other lines I wanted to point out here. One is this dashed line right here. It starts down at this where it says temperature 0. This is the freezing line in the atmosphere. So this diagonal line, this dotted line right here, is where the cutoff is with freezing temperatures in the atmosphere. Here we have this red line. This is the air temperature. And then this the green line right here is the dew point. When you have these two lines very close together like they are here, that means there's a lot of saturation in the atmosphere, and that means that there's very good likelihood there's going to be some rain falling or some kind of precipitation falling. If this green line and red line were far apart, then there would be less saturation and no rain. So that's how that goes. So the important thing I want to kind of hone in here is we're looking at this particular sounding, and this is I can't remember what time of day this is exactly. I guess I could close it and open it back up again real quick. This is like Friday night around 7 o'clock. Okay, so 7 o'clock on Friday. GFS models thinks that what's going to happen is we may have some snow develop in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Snow is going to typically develop here in this DGZ zone, and it's going to start falling to the ground. And as it falls, the air temperature increases to above freezing at some point, right around that 700 millibar level. And once the snow crystals are for you, everyone's snow is like so delicate and light and fluffy. It doesn't take much. You can like breathe on a snow flake and it can turn it to water. So it doesn't take a whole lot of temperature increase for that snow to melt. And so that's exactly what's happening here, is that snow is melting, and then as it continues to fall in the atmosphere, we can see now it crosses back into the freezing area, and as it gets closer to the ground, it gets colder and colder. So that's why this particular sounding right here and this GFS model run is suggesting that we're going to have freezing rain, because we have snow that originally forms higher in the atmosphere. It turns into a liquid like this rain, and as it falls further to the ground, it refreezes to an extent, either as freezing rain or completely solid as sleet. And thus we have a lot of sleet on the map right here over our area in Athens, Georgia. All right, so that's what we're looking at. I hate to be Debbie Downer, but we're right now, based on the model data that I'm checking out all day long, I just don't see this going to be a snowstorm for us. It's so hard to get snow in Athens, Georgia. We have, as I mentioned, we've had it in 2010, 2011, 93, February 1973. Like we've had some good snows over February 73 was making that was a lot of, we actually got about an inch that year. I just don't think this is going to be a snow event for us today. It's just really, really difficult for it to happen in our area. Okay, so this is the GFS model. We're going to look at the NAM 3K model. This is a different model. There's a dozen or so different ones that we could look at. The NAM is going to be more and more important as we get closer to the event. The NAM is a little more finer tuned with how things are happened. Sometimes it can overdo cold, so bear that in mind. So the NAM here shows that the system is going to start out as snow just like the GFS did, and it's going to transition into freezing rain and sleet, much like the GFS did. And the GFS kind of had it ending out as some rain overnight Saturday in the Saturday early morning hours. The NAM thinks we're gonna get freezing rain all night long, which is not a great thing. With with potential for downed trees and power lines and stuff like that. And it looks like at some point the precipitation is going to be somewhat heavy. There's a dry slot right there. If you can see that little white area right there is not snow. That's actually a dry slot that the NAM thinks is going to develop. So whether that looks like that's a little south of Athens, honestly, towards Madison. So that's the NAM. I'm not going to show you a bunch of other models because it's just kind of there's most of the models are pretty much in agreement with the track, the low. The NAM has this low going more towards like Valdosta as opposed to like running across Macon. The further south that low system tracks, the better it is for us if we want snow. But right now there's just not a lot there to stop it from continuing to want to go north. So there you have it. So right now, like as of Tuesday night, I don't think that we're going to have, as of now, I don't think we're going to have a big snow event for Friday afternoon and Saturday night. It's just going to be a mix of slushy, nasty, freezing rain and sleet and snow. If you go further up in the mountains, obviously you're going to have a better time, I think. But this is Tuesday, and Friday is still a few days away, and as we get closer to the event, we could have some surprises in store for us one way or the other. The low pressure system could, in fact, go further south, or this whole thing we get this thing called the northwest trend, which it's a very common thing to happen when we're chasing storms like this, and storms are expected to come in a certain area in the very last couple of days. Oftentimes, it's almost comical, the systems will shift northwestward, and I don't have a scientific explanation for that. The northwest trend is a thing, and so that could also be a factor. This whole system could move a little bit northwest and trend out of our area, and where we get nothing but cold rain on Friday night and Saturday morning. So that's what I've got right now. I'll do another weather update sometime tomorrow. I've probably got to do band practice tomorrow night, so I won't probably do a video tomorrow night. But I will be posting some on the Athens, Georgia, the Reddit site, r/AthensGA weather. And so you might want to check there for any updates tomorrow and on Friday as well. So take care and stay warm. It is cold as anything outside, so be sure and take care of your pets and stuff out there if you have any. And we'll talk to you another time.